Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. And we have audio. Good morning, Rumble Studios on this 02.20.2026. Current time, we just changed. We're right on the top of the hour, 0600 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside. And we have the morning coffee here. Oh my God, it tastes really good. And what's going on here? Okay, we got that. And it's tasting mighty fine, folks. We're getting a hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSTTD. Started right on time at 6 o'clock. I had to do a few last minute things here, and I'm still bringing up the YouTube here on the tablet. And as far as just connections and all that, and but we're off and running. We've got the audio recording for the Spotify, and we got the tablets going good, and we're on the big screen in the back here, and we have. But I am Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble, using Rumble Studios to broadcast out to these fine live stream platforms. 3 on Rumble, 1 on Locals, 1 on YouTube, and 1 on Twitch. We say good morning, and we should have 2 on Twitch because I see we have our Jersey girl, Tina. She's there. Good morning, Tina. And then we have also Double J saying good morning, Rich in America. Good morning to you. Double J's at an undisclosed location in the southern hemisphere somewhere in this world. Double J saying good morning to Tina this morning from Twitch, and then Tina saying hey on the Twitch. Now we got 3 people on Twitch. It doesn't reflect up there, but it reflects down here on the. Okay, so and Tina saying hey to Double J's, and Double J says you're spot on this morning, including the stream title. Yeah, I did the stream title last night. We broadcast last night. We live streamed Lord of the Rings online, so that's one of the things I did as I was doing some post production on the live stream of Lord of the Rings online. And what I'm trying to do is last night, that's 4 live stream gaming for Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to do 5 a month. That's my goal. So I got to do 1 more. I'm going to do it this weekend sometime. And but my goal is to get 5. They have this thing on Lord of the Rings webpage, the Lotro folks there. They got a creators. I'm not going to go for the creators, but they said you got to have at least 15 in 3 months. That's 5 a month. And I'm thinking, you know what, 5 a month, I should be doing 5 a month. And now that'll get me motivated to do, because we had some good broadcasts so far on Lord of the Rings. There's an individual from Denmark that helped me out the other night, Wednesday night when we broadcast Lord Troll. I didn't have squat to know how to do this, and he showed me how to. He instructed me through. There's a UI on the game window, and I don't like messing around with that. And he was able to re-educate me, because I've been playing this game for 19 years. It'll be 19 years this April, and I played it back in the beta days. And I often talk about it here. I know Double J's, Tina, you've heard it 100 times here, me talking about it. I love the game. The game is a great game, and I really love it. And so it was just like I was learning something new, and it was from another Lotro fan. And that's I can't. Oh, I'm gonna have to bring up his page here sometime. I can't pronounce his name. I call him Eggy. He has a Lord of the Rings name there and stuff. It's Egglane or something like that. I call the individual Egg, and EG, and he says, just call me Egg, EG. So I call him Egg, and but very knowledgeable in the game. And I do appreciate. He's from Denmark. He was up late, I guess, the other night, and said he was sick. something. It was 3 in the morning or something like that. I said, wait a minute, that's 6 hours ahead. You over in Europe somewhere. So he plays on the European server for Lotro, I guess. And so we had some fun with that last night. And I see I'm in an ad break. I'm in an ad break, so We're gonna wait. We're waiting. We're waiting. I think Double J's and Tina are on Twitch, so we're gonna wait here for a couple minutes. And but let's see, we posted it up, and we're off and running on the. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Let me bring that up to that level. There we go. It seems on my Audacity, I'm recording this. Once it starts, the microphone drops down. I think it's because it picks up too much noise and stuff like that. And let's see. I'll just let them know that I'm I'm waiting for the ad to finish for the folks on Twitch. It popped up here. We got another minute and a half and stuff like that, as far as that goes, and such. So I just want to let the folks know, because we got Double J's and Tina, and I don't want them to be out of the conversation. So we'll wait. We'll drink some coffee, and we're just sitting tight. That's one of the things. I guess when we first start, Twitch goes with an ad and stuff like that. So I'm trying to be a little respectful and wait for the ad to finish. And it's got 50 seconds here, so we'll hold tight here, and let's see. Oh, Double J's, yours probably still there, right? Because I see in the ad you have the icon. Is that Amazon? Oh, you got Prime, so you're still there. Okay, I'm waiting for. Okay, um, you got the Prime, but I don't think Tina does. Oh, Tina does too. So, oh, you're both here. Oh, okay. I forgot. An ad's here. Okay. Oh, you do Double J's because you're on Prime, so you shouldn't get ads. Pro ads in my end. Oh, okay. But you can still hear me, so okay. Okay, I forgot. Okay, so we're good on that. So I'm just trying to be I'm trying to be respectful to the people in chat. So, but I am Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here. We made it to the weekend. Today is Friday, end of the week. Thank God it's Friday. Hashtag positive start to today. Hashtag PSDTD. I'm over there on X at Fireman Rich. That's my mainstay. All others, just Google at Fireman Rich or check out the links in the particular platforms you're on. But if you Google at Fireman Rich, that's where else I'm at. But primarily on Twitter, on X, as far as that goes. And I do like being on X, as far as that goes, and such. So and so we made it to the week, making it to the weekend for those working stiffs for today. You just have to get through the day, and the weekend's here. The weekend's here for me. And what a week! It's been a good week. Been a good week. This past Wednesday, after the Wednesday broadcast, what did I do Wednesday? Oh, we broadcast Wednesday night, Lord of the Rings, and then last night, so 2 days in a row. And then, but Wednesday I had a chess game, and at the library. That's our chess club meeting. It was just a chess club. The only ones that meet up at the library is myself and my neighbor. We get a second game. We play every Monday on chess.com, but then we go down at the library because they bought a few more chess boards, and we play a game down there. And we ended up in a draw. I was what is it? I was playing black. He was playing white. I ended up getting the tempo in the beginning game, in the opening. I was able to get a tempo, and I was doing my central attack like normal and stuff, and I was bringing up my knights, And then somehow I thought I was going to box his queen in, but I thought he only had one or two moves to move his queen, but he ended up making another move and got behind my lines, and he forked my queen, and or he took a piece, and then I took a piece with my queen, and then he brought his queen down to trade queens, which surprised me, which he doesn't change. So, but it went back and forth, and he was romping on me in the middle game. I thought I could come back, and it looked like I was going to come back, but he was able to hold me off, and we ended up in a draw. We got down to the point where he had his king, I had my king. That was it, and so it was a good chess match. We're having some good chess games as far as that goes, um, and we have quite a bit of discussion there about Magnus. He's the world champion. I think he's from Norway or Sweden. He's the reigning champion, stuff like that. I watch him play on YouTube on his replay games. He's a very good player. He plays that 15-minute speed chess, which I can't play. And so we did that Wednesday, and yesterday. What did we do yesterday? Did the wash. We did. I did a couple shorts there with Dan Bongino because I was listening to him while I was doing the exercise bike. So those are up on X and all those other fine social media platforms. I know that some left Democrats aren't going to like it, but I agree with him. It's the one side using the R word and stuff like that. And then there was this question asked the other day, I think Wednesday it might have been, by a CBS reporter at to the White House press secretary, and after he asked, he says, "Are you serious?" And so it's a stupid question, but it's just the way it went off and stuff. So that's posted over on X and such and whatnot, um, and but the week went fairly well. We got some wet weather out there this morning. I looked out. I didn't step out this time. It looks wet. I don't know what the weather's going to be, so let's check on the weather here. We'll check on and I do have the cable. That was the last minute thing I had to hook up. We will be doing this. This is hooked up. Actually, it's on. I don't want to leave that on, so let me turn this off. Let's turn this off. Oh, I gotta get the other button here. I turned it on just to make sure it was working, but I don't want to leave this on. I don't like leaving things on. Let's see, is it? There it is. Yeah, so I don't like leaving the Commodore on unnecessarily and stuff like that, unless I'm actually on it. Okay, so the weather currently we have 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and which is really pleasant. Okay, with no wind. I mean, for me, spring is already here with that temperature and stuff like that. With that freezing cold that we had for 19 days in January. But that equates to 2.7 degrees Celsius that we got going on right now. So, but it is wet out. It's been wet all week and stuff like that. So the snow, there's more black grassy spots than there is snow. So all that snow that we got a few weeks back, the was it 12 to 14 inches that we got is melted. It is melted. And it is wet. It's wet out. That was something last night. Deplorable. He'll probably be popping in here. He showed us. He sent me a picture. He had a bad storm yesterday where they had all this ice pellets and stuff, and almost like, I guess it would be like hail that stormed out his way. He had a real bad storm. Oh, we got a winter weather watch advisory. What the heck is that this morning? I didn't see that. We got some mixed winter precipitation possibility now with a high of 41, but let's see, open in new tab. Let's see what this is about. Winter weather advisor. I think we got a 50% chance of getting some about an inch of snow this weekend. I think it's Sunday. Maybe I'll fire it up here. Let's see what we got. There it is. Okay, so what's this winter advisory? Bring it up here on the Surface 3. Let's see. Winter advisory as of 1:52 a.m. this morning by the National Weather Service. Mixed precipitation expected. Totally snow accumulation up to 1 inch. Okay, this is from 5 a.m. this morning to noon. We're not going to get an inch. It's wet out. The temperature's 37. We're not going to get any snow. And Tina says, yes, we have rain, but says turn to snow. Well, what's your temperature? You gave me your now with the temp. What's your current temperature down there, Tina? You're going to have a temperature of 44, so it's got to be in above freezing down there right now because that's what they're saying here. 1 inch of ice accumulation around 1/10 of an inch, mainly on hilltops, and it's 37 degrees out there. It's not. It's raining. Okay, that's the one thing. It is raining, and as far as that goes, so. But the temperature doesn't reflect that. So that's just what I'm saying right there. So well, I got the weather up twice here. Let's see. And Tina says, "Yeah, I hope it doesn't. It shouldn't snow. I think we're gonna. It's just wet weather coming in with the temperature. If we still had the cold weather going, I could see it snowing. But here in the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside this morning, we got some mixed winter precipitation, possibly rain likely. It is raining out there. I've seen it rain in some puddles. High of 41 today. Woohoo! I like that. Winds out of the south by southeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour. So that 41 is going to be probably in well, we just dropped a degree, went to 37 to 36. We'll see what happens. Rainfall nearly a quarter inch, so we're going to get a lot of rain. And there is Liberty. Good morning, Liberty. How are you doing, my friend? And Mrs. isn't up yet. She's be getting up here in a little bit and saying good morning to Tina. And we also have double J's in the from the undisclosed location, Liberty too. So and love the flags. God bless America. Love the flags. The Rumble flags are great as far as that goes. It just love bringing them up and stuff like that. And Tina says good morning to Liberty on the Twitch to the Rumble side. So the sun will be rising this morning at 6:56. And Liberty saying good morning, Double J's. Thank you, Liberty. And giving a Double J's. Good morning, good morning. And 6:56, which is in about 49 minutes. 49 minutes, the sun will be rising. It's a little light out there. You can see it's still dark here. You can see the reflection, but you look outside, it's starting. You can see it. But 6:56 a.m. this morning, and the sun will be setting at 5:45. We're going towards 6 o'clock. The days are getting longer, folks. 5:45 p.m. this later on today, the sun will be setting, and at 5:45, that means it's going to be like 6:45 that the sun is still going to be open. And let's see. Liberty says it's raining there in the Niagara Buffalo area also, and also love it. Yeah, you'd rather have the rain than the snow. Yeah, that's for sure. As far as that goes, yeah. And we got a wet one going on down here. Let's see our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in. Let me check the audio again. Yeah, that keeps on dropping down. I don't know why that. I think it fluctuates. Starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:18 a.m. Clear skies with some passing clouds, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, Arizona at 4:18 a.m. this morning, cloudy skies, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. In Chicago, Illinois at 5:18 a.m. this morning, currently cloudy skies in Chicago, the Windy City, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. In the concrete jungle of New York City, where it's going to be a little bit more expensive to live if they institute the taxes. I've been looking at that, I'm just shaking my head. I don't know what. Anyway, New York City at 6:19 a.m. Cloudy skies and 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And Tina says down there in central New Jersey, it's going to get up to 44 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 for the low. It's raining. They're going to have a rainy day today, but it's raining down there in central New Jersey. Thank you, Tina. And it's also raining up there in Niagara, Buffalo area, and it's raining here as far as that goes. So we're going to have a wet day today, a wet day. Let me see what the 10-day forecast is about this storm, this pr- proposed winter storm, I guess you could call it. And let's see. And it did it again. It brought it back down. I don't want it. I want it up here. Let's put it up there. Yeah. Well, it's not till Monday now. Oh no. Let's see. No, Sunday. Sunday. They got snow showers, and it's popped up to 60% from yesterday. It was 50%. We may get some showers. We may get some snow. Oh, we're forecasting an inch and a half. I think up in the upper hills, the back hills, they'll probably get, but it's right now 50 to 60%. And we're supposed to get the rain here is going to go until about 10 a.m. this morning, 11 o'clock. So as far as that goes. And Liberty is saying, I wish it was warmer. Love sitting on the porch when it's raining. Yeah, yeah. I guess with the rain coming down, it does put a little chill, but it's still warmer than those single digit numbers there, Liberty. I'll take I'll take the cooler weather and stuff like that for the time being, because warmer weather is coming. Warmer weather is coming. So continuing with our world times and temperatures going across the pond to the pond being the Atlantic Ocean. Uh, London, UK, as far as that goes. It's at 11:21 a.m. in London. It is cloudy skies with some clearing, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia, at 12:21 p.m. It's Mangia 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 lunchtime in Milan, and we have clear skies, sunny and clear, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. How come that doesn't stay there? I don't know why that doesn't stay there. We'll have to check that periodically. Um, Milan, a beautiful city, and sunny and clear, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Skipping over to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. No, back up because Double J's here. His home country is India. So Double J's let you know in India, in New Delhi, 4:52 p.m. in the afternoon. Sunny with some clouds there in New Delhi, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Mumbai, India, at 4:52 p.m., the same sunny, a little sun and some clouds there, 84 degrees Fahrenheit in Mumbai, India. But that's Double J's home country. But he's in an undisclosed location in the southern hemisphere. I like saying that. Continuing in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at 7:22 p.m. in their evening, sunny and clear, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and over the skies of Tokyo, Japan, at 8:22 p.m. in their evening, it is cloudy skies, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, and down under on the Great Continent and on the in the great country of Australia. And Australia is a very good friend and ally of the United States. In Melbourne at 10:23 p.m., clear skies, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And over in Sydney, Australia at 10:23 p.m. in their evening, cloudy skies in Sydney with some clearing, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And those are our world times and temperatures as I speak. And we have Tony D. Good morning, sir. How are we doing? Good to you. Salute to you. A positive start. Hashtag PSTDD. Positive start to the day. The missus is not up yet. She's probably getting ready to get. She probably hears my loud voice right now, so she's going to probably get out and stuff like that. And Tony is letting us know on his weather. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit down there in Macon, Warner Robins, Georgia. And you got Atlanta, Georgia. You got Macon, Georgia, and then down south of Atlanta and then south of Macon. That's where Warner Robins, Georgia is. And he has 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 77 for the high for today, 65, mostly cloudy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And let's see, Tony is saying hi to Liberty over on the Rumble to Rumble, to and he's back over on the Twitch side. He's all over the place. Tony D, salute to you, my friend. Um, and Tina, Tony saying hi to Tina. Oh, we got Egg. Okay, I can't pronounce Egg's name. This is Egg. This is the person I talked. She's got a pillow over her head, thinking, "Oh my God, man, let me sleep." No, she's used to it. Egg. This is my good friend over on the Lotro, Egg. I can't pronounce that. I can't not pronounce that. Let me put that in the Google. And he's on the Twitch side. He Egg there, Egg Lane, Egg Lane. Let's see, Egg Lane. So good morning from Denmark. Great to. Okay, the missus is up. She says good morning to everyone. She's up getting her coffee. I was just talking about Yag, about helping me up and out the other night there. Lord of the Rings online. Check out Eggs. Actually, let me. And Egg is saying, "Hey all," and he's joining us this morning from Denmark. And like I said, Tony's saying hi to Egg, and Tina saying good morning to Tony on the Twitch, and Tina saying good morning to the miss. Yeah, the missus says good morning to you all. So she's just good morning. Start of the day. So, but Egg, again, I was just telling him how you were helping me out with the UI on the Lord of the Rings game and stuff like that. Let me see something. Let me see something. I got a way of let's see. Let me see how this sounds. Let's see. Hang on. Oh no, we don't want that. We want English. We want the English side. That was I don't know. Defaulted to Afghan F. Let me see. Let me get this again. I want to put this onto English. Where's English? English. I'm using the Google Translator here. I want to put the. That's how I figure out my pronunciations if I got time. We got time here and stuff. Let me see. Hang on with me for a minute, folks. Let's see. English. There's English. Okay, we got English. There's English. Okay, let's see what this. Let's see. It's okay. I got it in there twice. I got to get half of it out. Let's see. No, I don't want. I want English. And Egg says probably the easiest way is to pronounce it through its Eglin L. Okay, here we go. I got it here. Here we go. This is how I figure it out. Okay, that's on the Google. Oh, I got it. That's egg. That's who I call Egg. Eggenland. Let's. Okay, I'm gonna still call you Egg. That's how you pronounce it. So Tony's saying hi to Egg, and Tina says I got it, and right, your Egg says Glen L, Eglin L, Eglin L, Eglin L, Eglin L. See, I'm getting it. I'm gonna still call you Egg. That's. I had fun. I was just like I said. I was telling the folks that I'm a longtime Lotro player, and Egg is too. Very knowledgeable. He helped me out with that UI, and I really appreciate it. It's just a simple thing like that. It just makes the game that much more interesting. So, and it's good to hook up with a fellow Lotro player there as far as that goes. And we welcome you to the morning show as well, and such. So. Okay, let's see. We finished with the world times and temperature. We have a thought for the day today. Our thought for the day is from the 40th president, and he's one of my favorite presidents after Abraham Lincoln, and that's Ronald Reagan. He was my commander in chief when I was in the United States Air Force. President Ronald Reagan. He when I first got into the Air Force, it was Jimmy Carter, President Carter. God bless him. Godspeed to him, and also to Ronald Reagan, who passed away. He's not with us anymore, but Ronald Wilson Reagan. Let me see something here. Yeah, that went down real low. I don't know why that's going down like that. Ronald Wilson Reagan was an American politician and actor who served as the 40th president of these here United States, and he was a good one. He was great. I think. No, I know he was great. Just when I was in the service under Jimmy Carter, when I entered, it was like, what's going on here? Do I want to stay in the Air Force? Because it didn't seem too appealing with but once Reagan got in, it was like everybody was proud to be in the military as far as that goes. And but he was the 40th president from 1981 to 1989, a member of the Republican Party. He became an important figure in American conservative movement, that is for sure. The period encompassing his presidency is known as the Reagan era. And he is, like I said, he is. And Egg says Carter did pass in 24. He wrote some excellent stories, actually taking place in the old. He did author some. Okay, I didn't really care for him, Egg, just to let you know, but because of the times. I was in high school when he was president, and I actually, in my first election, I voted for Gerald Ford. I didn't vote for Carter. Carter won, and but Ford was trying to go for re-election. But Jimmy Carter, I didn't know until probably several years back here that he worked up to the last minute to get the hostages. That was something that the press never told. They were never let on to be told. And Eglin Bill says, I don't, and Tina didn't know that either, so that's good. And definitely, Habits for Humanity was great in that, and he has my greatest respects now and stuff like that. He tried, okay? He tried with what he had and stuff like that. So, and he was never a man of the press. No, yeah. But it became apparent that he worked up, and back in that era when I was there, it seemed like he wasn't doing much. It was just one bumble after another and stuff like that, and we had inflation was through the roof back then, and unemployment and all that, and the gas lines. Remember I know Tina remembers the gas lines when we had the gas crisis back then. But history has a way of correcting things as far as the impression. So I have great respects and for President Carter. Though I don't think I would have voted for him. I voted for Gerald Ford. I think Gerald Ford, he was a good man, and I actually met him. Yeah, we had car-free Sundays over here. Yeah. I remember that car-free day. And Tina says yes, and Liberty says my dad was going to Canada to get gas at the time. Really, it was more available in Canada than it was here in the States. That's interesting. That is interesting. But our thought for the day from President Reagan. Again, after Abraham Lincoln, he is my favorite president, and I would love to have met him and sit down with him. Okay, his quote and our thought for the day goes as follows from Ronald Reagan. My philosophy of life is that if we make up our mind what we are going to make of our lives, then work hard towards that goal. We never lose. Somehow we win out. And he was always one that we always are going to win out at the end. Let me read that again. Our thought for today, a quote from President Ronald Reagan. My philosophy of life is that if we make up our mind what we are going to make of our lives, then work hard toward that goal. We never lose if we work hard. Yeah, that's it. Somehow we win out. Ronald Reagan. And it emphasizes the setting a clear, intentional purpose of one's life, combined with persistent hard work, ensuring success and personal growth. And I'm always one, I express personal growth. We should always have personal growth. It promotes a proactive mindset where winning, and he was always one that wanted to win, means overcoming obstacles through dedication and achieving personal fulfillment regardless of challenges. And these aren't just not arbitrarily words; they're words that have meaning. On his quote as far as that goes. And let's see. And Tina says that's a good quote. Yes, I say so too. And Aggie says, I think from over here, Reagan was without doubt the Republican president with the most compassion and clear will to leave the world a better place when he leaves office than when he entered. I have a tendency, even Democrat presidents have that too, Egg. Okay, and unless they show otherwise, I think our past Democratic president, I think all presidents tried to do that, and then the office just wears the hell out of them, and they just, especially if they go to a second term. You look at Clinton, his second term, he's just worn out. Bush, he was worn out. Even Obama was worn out and stuff like that. They come in there, and I seen Obama was in the news here lately. I see he's old. I'm older than Obama. I I couldn't believe that. Um, Hey, farmer coming in from Virginia. How you doing? Good morning, everyone. That's great thought of the day. President Reagan was one of the good ones. Yes, he was. He was one of the good ones, and he was definitely one of the good guys as far as that goes. And um, as such. So, um, and let's see. Liberty says, no offense, but it reminds me a lot of the boomers. We worked hard, saved, and took pride in what we do. Yeah, yeah. That's all we can do is try to express that as we go along. So it's a good quote. And Egg says, most of them do indeed. A good indicator. Look how young and energized some of them are, and when they leave, they do look worn out. That's exactly what I'm saying, Egg. Yeah, they do. But I expect the best of the president. And with all due respect, he was the president, but in my lifetime, President Biden, I think it's becoming apparent he wasn't aware of things. I don't think, in my opinion. Okay, um, he was still the president and stuff like that, but he was the worst president in my lifetime, if not in the country's lifetime. He did not do anything really significant that mattered. Um, it just, especially with that thing that came out about the auto pen. We have a current president right now that when he signs an executive order, it's headline news and stuff, and you're seeing it right there live. I think I've since President Trump came in office, I've seen him sign 100 executive orders on this TV. With Joe Biden, you're lucky if you saw him once a week. So, but oh, okay. Liberty saying good morning to Farmer down there in Virginia, and Egg is letting everybody know I am Danish. I'm better not get. No, we're not debating. We don't debate. Um, I mean, that's as far as we're going to go with politics on the broadcast. Egg. I don't really go too in depth. I just skim across the surface and stuff like that, and general conversation. And when we get to the Commodore, I go over the headline news and stuff. We don't go into detail on them. I do have a program. It's a Rumble only program, and it's Hello America. I get a little more political over on that platform. I haven't done it in a couple months now. I should get one going, but I just haven't felt a need to, because some of the crap that's in the news right now, I'm just thinking, okay, I'm aware of it, but I'm not going to lose any sleep about it, because a lot of the stuff doesn't impact me. The stuff that does impact me, like right now, we're sitting off the shores of Iran and stuff like that, and um, I don't want, that gets a little scary right there. Um, so I just hope the people down in Washington, especially our current president, President Trump, knows what the hell they're doing. And I'm sure he does, because he is a man that I don't think he wants war either. as far as that goes. But anyway, Farmer is saying good morning to Liberty, and I hope you're having a great start to your day, and as far as that goes. And so we thank President Ronald Reagan for that thought for the day and our quote: "God bless and Godspeed." Our national day today. We'll move on to that. The national day, as far as that goes, and that volume still keeps on going down. And let's see. Liberty says to dark or to Farmer, every day is a good day. At my age, I live to see another. And we also take those naps, right, Liberty? And Tina's from Twitch is saying good morning to Farmer. And the reason for the folks that are watching, and especially on the replay, I'm reading the comments and I'm flashing them up there, but I'm reading the comments because we repurpose this live stream over on Spotify at Fireman Rich on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify. And I want those comments to, I want the people that are listening on Spotify know that there's comments. There's an active chat here, and I love it. And as far as that goes. And Farmer says, I feel that. Yeah, you feel that? And Farmer's saying good morning to Tina. So we have a very active chat, especially on a Friday. Friday's usually a pretty good day. Our national day today, let's see, we have National Leadership Day. It's always good to have a good leader. National Comfy Day. Yeah, that's not bad. National Caregivers Day, which the caregivers, they take care of our elderly and also us as far as that goes. So and let's see, we have National Tartar Sauce Day. Yeah, tartar sauce is good, but we're gonna go with this one. And who doesn't like a good muffin, right? Today is National Muffin Day. Hashtag National Muffin Day. And you like that one?
I thought you said National Muppet Day.
No, muffin. No, not no. And Farmer saying hi, good morning to Tina, and Tina says yes, Muffin Day. On February 20th, we paused to honor the unsung hero of the bakery case, the muffin. Who doesn't like a good muffin with a cup of coffee? Celebrate National Muffin Day is a socially accepted food holiday. You can eat cake for breakfast, in a manner of speaking. Whether you're a jumbo size or a bust kind of a person or a mini muff popper, National Muffin Day is your official license to indulge. So get out there, I don't know, go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a couple. They make some pretty good muffins. Muffins are essentially the lemon. They often are underrated and overlooked in bakeries. I don't know, the way the muffins look now, they look pretty appealing. Especially, I love blueberry muffins. I love blue. The egg says, "Yeah, the muffin man, the muffin man." And Tina says she loves muffins, but yeah, who doesn't? The muffin man, the muffin man. And Tina laughed at that one, Egg. Okay, so today is National Muffin Day. So get your muffin on. Stop and get a muffin at the berry muffins. Yeah, I love blueberry and blueberry. What we got here? Just love just chatting. Okay, that's on Twitch. So yeah, the berry ones are good. What's this? Oh, we got people popping up on Twitch there. I'm getting notifications of them coming up. Okay, let's see. Yesterday we did a. Let's see. I love mini chocolate chip ones too. Tina says, "Yep, yeah, they're good too." We did have the audio podcast yesterday, and what is this all about here? I didn't bring that up, did I? Let me bring that back. And the story we had, I did the audio podcast. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. The format is the same as here. We do on a live show, but it's not as long. And it's not as long because I don't throw in the news articles that we go to, we look at for the southern tier of upstate New York. So it's 30 to 45 minutes, but I keep it that to where we just talk about a very interesting story that you may not necessarily see in the news, but you may see in the news. And this one was um, a firefighter's story. And the picture is a picture of a sledgehammer. If you go to my X page, you'll see, and you'll say, "What's a sledgehammer? What's Rich posting a picture of a sledgehammer?" Well, that sledgehammer was used to assist in egressing a trapped person in a burning building. And let's see, I do have the. I'm not going to tell you about the story because I did play this. It's a YouTube. I'm gonna bring up this YouTube, and it's from. Let's bring this. This is up from CBS News Chicago. That this took place on February 3rd. But the heroic neighbor used a sledgehammer to rescue an 85-year-old woman out there in Illinois, and she was in a wheelchair. Her husband, he got out, but then he tried going back in. They had to restrain him. This was happened on Tuesday, February 3rd. So let me bring up the video, and I wanted to, because it's a firefighting story, and this is what we talked about yesterday on the audio podcast over there on Spotify for Creators, at Fireman Rich on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify. So let me bring this up to present it. And what it pertains to is neighbor uses sledgehammer to save woman in Arlington Heights fire. This is out in Chicago, the Chicago area. And so let me go ahead and start present this, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Let's see what we got. Okay, there it is. There it is. This is out in Chicago. This was the story in this video that's only about what is it? It's about 1 minute and 50 seconds. But it was a story that I talked about yesterday on the audio podcast. So here we go. Let's listen to this.
Absolutely, Marie. The couple's son told me, he didn't want to go on camera, but he says that his father is okay at the hospital, just checking up on some minor smoke inhalation. The son's 85-year-old mother was inside the home at the time, and that garage where this fire was concentrated in is in close proximity to the main structure of the home, and there was concern that the fire would spread to that building. Now check out this video from earlier of the fire. The Arlington Heights Fire Department says this happened around 10 this morning at North Dryden Avenue and East Clarendon Street. The family says a 9-year-old man told them that he had started his vehicle when flames suddenly came out of the car's hood. The fire quickly spread through the garage and engulfed the structure. He was able to get out okay. A woman who was at her mother's home next door and witnessed the incident described what happened next.
His wife was still locked inside. She is disabled and she couldn't unlock the door, so someone ran and got a sledgehammer, and they broke the door down so that they could get her out. And I had called 911, and as soon as they were pulling her out, the neighbors and the bystanders who stopped, that's when the fire department showed up.
Arlington Heights firefighters were then able to contain the fire from spreading to other homes that were in close proximity and eventually put it out. Arlington Heights Fire Department is now investigating the exact cause of this fire and exactly how this all transpired. Now, the couple's son tells me that they're going to spend the night at a relative's home. They're still working to get the gas service up and resuming. Once everything is safe and sound, they'll be returning home. Now reporting live in Arlington Heights, Victor Jacobo, CBS News, Chicago.
So I am one that I'm always saying, if they get out, and as far as that goes, and everybody gets out alive, that's a good firefighting operation. And that one is a very successful one. And this is a reminder that in a fire situation, this situation serves as a very important reminder that every second count, because you look at the timeline. The husband came out, his wife is in there, somebody's already calling 911. So the fire department is responding. The fire spreads over into the garage. It's also spreading in the main building there. Looked like the garage was close to the house there, as far as that goes. And the husband wants to go in. Well, he's in his 80s too, I think, or something like that. And they restrain him. A neighbor goes to get a sledgehammer because the door, he can't get in. He tried getting in. He gets a sledgehammer. That's an egress tool. It's to gain entry. Fire departments, they have sledgehammers. We use something called a Halligan tool to gain entry through a door if we have to. And I've used that. I've used both in fire ground operations. But the seconds, if they would have waited for the fire department, that lady would have been overcome with smoke and probably have died if it wasn't for the fact of that neighbor. So that's the biggest takeaway right there, that a neighbor from the community helped his neighbor. And as an ex-firefighter, to hear that story, it's a great story as far as that goes. And so that's what we had for the audio podcast yesterday over there on Spotify. And it was a no-brainer when I started reading it. Oh, this is a firefighter story. I got to bring it to the thing. And we got Tim Fan 40 from Michigan. Yo, good morning, Tim. And let's see, good morning. Just checking in. Okay, yeah, we know you're a busy man there with the job and everything. So glad to see you here this morning. Have a safe day, and off to repair a water leak. Okay, you got those water leaks. It's probably a wet one out there in Michigan with the weather and such, as far as that goes. And Liberty says, heroes of all kinds out there. Lucky the car didn't explode. Yeah, but that's true. That is true. And that could have took off that whole back of that house there, because there was flames coming from the back of the house. So the kitchen area is back there. It's probably something that I would say either a heater or the kitchen. It looked like it was an older structure and stuff like that. Tina saying good morning to Tim Fan on the Twitch. Okay, now we're going to go into our 100 years ago on Fox 40 that I have no affiliation with. I'll be saying that long lines until I guess I say that just to make sure that if somebody's watching this on the replay, oh, he works for them, so he doesn't always. No, I'm just a consumer. Okay, so I have an opinion on what we present here. And okay, let's see. We got that off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and present Roger Luther, who is the historian for Broome County. Presents. I listened to this one. We present these over there on the audio podcast yesterday. So I've already heard this one. So and it's a good one. They're always good. They're always good, folks. Okay, let's see. There's that. We got 100 years ago. Bring it up. I got to turn the little scrolly thing off. That interferes with the visual there. Okay, let me bring down my camera, and we'll do 100 years ago as of February 8th, which is this past Wednesday, 1926. Okay, it's 100 years ago from February 18th, 2026. It gives you a picture of what's happening around here in the southern tier of upstate New York.
Tonight, we take a step back in time with a look at the news from this day in 1926, a famous mind reader making a stop in Binghamton. Broome County historian Roger Luther has a look at the news that made headlines in Broome County 100 years ago today, brought to you by UHS.
100 years ago today, a 16-year-old Harpersville boy drowned yesterday while harvesting ice with his father on Browns Lake at Nineveh. A man and his wife driving a horse-drawn wagon were arrested in Endicott this morning when they were caught delivering 17 gallons of white corn liquor to a place on Oak Hill Avenue. Billy Sunday and his party are getting ready to leave town. His last sermon this Sunday night will bring to a close his 7-week evangelistic campaign in Binghamton. Broome County Farm Bureau will be holding a series of lectures on how to exterminate rats. And finally, a famous mind reader and crystal ball gazer is in town this week, performing in a vaudeville show at the Binghamton Theater. This Friday, he will give a special performance for women only. And that was the news, February 18th, 1926.
Hypnotize for women only. What's that? To teach them how to hypnotize their husbands. Oh, that's a funny one right there. That is a funny one. And Tina says, "Oh my, yeah." On the let's see, the first one. What do we have? The famous mind reader and crystal ball gazer was in town to perform well, they had vaudeville. That was the big entertainment there. They would have vaudeville shows that came in and such that. But it was for women only, though. I wonder what that's all about. And then the broom car. Let's see what we got here. Egg says a man making money off reading women's minds. We lose that ability sometimes in the past 100 years, man. Man, 100 past 100 years, us men, yeah. But the thing of it is also, Egg, in that statement, he what is it? Where's my thing here? He's a mind reader and crystal ball gazers. I wonder if he was teaching them how to mind read. Well, it's funny. It's a funny one as far as that goes, and Tina's laughing at that one too. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. What else do we have here on this one? We had the tragedy there. I guess they used to farm ice off of the river, the Susquehanna River, as far as that goes. But the ice was probably thin, and the young boy drowned, which on Browns Lake, and so you got to watch getting out there and stuff like that. The ice was. And then a man driving a horse-drawn. This is the alcohol one. We always have one of these. It was a man and his wife driving a horse-drawn wagon arrested in Endicott. That's birthplace of IBM is Endicott, New York. And I worked there at IBM for 9 years, delivering 17 gallons of white corn liquor to place on Oak Hill Avenue. Oak Hill Avenue is right near Endicott, the IBM plant, the old IBM plant there. And then we had Billy Sunday. He was one of those televangelists. I think he came behind. Who's the big one there? He's the son of the big guy. I can't think of his name right now. I know Tina does, as far as that goes. And let's see. Egg says, today we men strive to solve the pizza paradox. If you can solve that one, you can as a man understand any woman. Pizza paradox. They are made as a circle. They are delivered in squares, and they are eaten in triangles. Oh, dear. Wow, that's interesting, Egg. Thank you. That's interesting. Holy jeez. I never thought of that. Billy Graham. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, Billy Graham, he must have been influenced by that guy. And Tina's laughing at Eggy's pizza paradox. I'm aware of the pizza paradox now. That is so good. That is good. Let's see. Liberty says, always moonshine story. They get caught selling, and they get caught making. Yeah, back then that was prohibition. Like I always say, that's 1926. Prohibition didn't end until 1933. So because of the fact that when you can't have anything, some people. Well, look at when we had the COVID. Everybody was fighting over toilet paper. So maybe back then people just wanted their alcohol. So there was more people making it because they saw they could make a big buck on it and stuff like that. But when you get caught, you got to suffer the consequences because it was prohibition back then and stuff like that. And Egg says it was a funny twist that the news did not disclose who was trying to buy that alcohol. True. Well, there's always some. We'll have some of these in this. I show this one each live stream broadcast, Egg, and there's always an alcohol in. But 1926, that prohibition started. I think it was a few years. This is like in the middle of prohibition here in the United States, and it didn't end till 1933. So there's always one. There's always a one that we have. They're almost as regular on when Roger Luther does his bit there, as much as we'll get the rowdy kids there stealing the candy and the cigarettes and cigars from the candy store and stuff like that. But it was that was the big crime back then, I guess, too. So it's just interesting. It gives you a little clips of the times back then. And that happened right here where I'm at. That's around Endicott and Binghamton are right down the road here. Endicott is about a 15, 20-minute drive down the road. I used to go to Endicott and work there when I got out of the service. I worked at IBM for 9 years. 7 was an actual IBMer, then 2 years as a contractor in the manufacturing at Endicott. That's the birthplace of IBM. And then they got out of manufacturing. I left there to go to another company, and I stayed there for 17 years, which was great. It was a great experience as far as that goes. Let's see. In other history on this day, in 1902, 124 years ago today, the famous photographer of American nature, Ansel Adams, was born. I'm not familiar with that person, but I've probably seen some of his photographs. In 1942, Lieutenant Edward O'Hare became the America's first World War II flying ace. I wonder if O'Hare Airport was named after him down there in New York City. And Liberty says they should not spike the punch at the dance halls. Everyone would have a great time. Yeah, there we go. There we go, Liberty. And hey, there's Deplorable. Good morning, Patriots. Good morning to you. Love the flags there, Deplorable. Thank you very much. Coming in from Bradford, Pennsylvania, as far as that goes. And let's see, he's giving us an update. Wife's car won't start, so I am late. Oh, you've had problems with your wife's car? And my missus says you need to buy her a new car. Let's see. Liberty says Chicago. What about Chicago? What I'm missing the thing, Liberty. Why Chicago? And it is indeed. They should spike the pay. Good morning, Deplorable. O'Hare. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Duh. O'Hare Airport. What's the one down in New York City? You got Kennedy, LaGuardia.
JFK. Oh yeah, JFK.
Oh, I'm thinking. I was thinking LaGuardia. You're right. O'Hare is Chicago. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liberty. Yeah, I stand corrected. Thank you,
Get your
Liberty.
shit together.
Huh?
Get
Yeah.
your shit together.
The missus is telling me to get my shit together, Liberty. She'll probably laugh at that one. O'Hare Airport is in Chicago, folks, not New York City. I was thinking LaGuardia. LaGuardia is down there. O'Hare. So that was the first World War II ace for the United States. And yeah, O'Hare Airport. You said New York. No, it's O'Hare is in Chicago. Exactly. I need some more coffee here. And Tina saying good morning to Deplorable, and Deplorable saying good morning to Liberty, Farmer, and Tina. And Egg is saying problem with spiking the punch. Everyone does it. So halfway through the event, there's 90% alcohol, only 10% fruit juice. Yeah, everybody's spiking it. They don't know that it's already been spiked. So much for the pizza theory, right? Yeah. Oh, we can only try. We can only try, Liberty. We can only try. Let's see. And Deplorable says they don't make cars like they used to. Yeah, they don't, do they? And Deplorable says the Bears. Yeah, we mentioned Chicago. You got to always say the Bears. Okay, Tina, we'll see you later. It's top of the hour, 7:00. We're just finishing up the history here. 1959, Jimi Hendrix made a stage debut at age 16 when he played a show at the Temple de It's a synagogue in Seattle, I guess he played in. In 1962, John Glenn aboard, and I seen this. I saw this launch and I followed this mission. John Glenn aboard Friendship 7 in 1962 became the first American to orbit the Earth. And 1972, this started. Independent candidate Ross Perot. Remember Ross Perot? Announced he would run for president in the United States, and he took a little bit of the percentage. It cost the other person the election there, as far as it goes. And we'll see you, Tina and Liberty. She's saying bye. She's going. If for everyone, when I say bye to Tina, Tina's here for the first hour, and she goes over to see Hal Massa, who's on one of 4 channels. He bounces around for 30 minutes he's 30 minutes on TikTok, 30 minutes on Facebook, 30 minutes on Twitch, and then 30 minutes for 2 hours and stuff. So she's going to go check him out. So thank you, Tina. And Liberty says, bye, Tina. Take care. Be safe. Yeah, be safe, Tina. Finishing up the history. Let's see. This is for the 19th. We had the internment camps. Oh no, that's the wrong one. We want it for the 20th. Today's the 20th. We did that yesterday. I thought they looked familiar. Let's see. Indiana Bears has a ring to it. Ooh, deplorable. You saying they're going to move? Did you hear something? I didn't. I've been looking at the sports. Unless you know something we don't know, that's news to me. That's news to me. And Liberty says it does. Indiana. But where would they play? In Indianapolis? You already have the Colts there. You have 2 teams in India. The Chicago Bears would be the Bears if they weren't in Chicago. Come on, guys. You think? Okay, we talked about John Glenn becoming the first American in orbit as he flew aboard Project Mercury Friendship 7, and it circled the globe 3 times, and the flight lasted 4 hours, 55 minutes, and 23 seconds before splashing down safely in the Atlantic Ocean, 260 miles northwest of San Juan, Puerto Rico. In 1792, President George Washington signed an act creating the United States Post Office Department, the predecessor of the U.S. Postal Service. And Benjamin Franklin was the first postmaster. And 1862, William Wallace Lincoln, the 11-year-old son of President Abraham Lincoln and First Lady Mary Todd Lincoln, passed away at the White House from what was believed to be typhoid fever. That hit the Lincolns very hard. If you read in history, that devastated the president, because he's right in the middle of the Civil War, and his son passes away. He had a son. I think his other son served in the. In 1907, President Theodore Roosevelt signed an immigration act which excluded idiots, imbeciles, feeble-minded persons, among others, being admitted into the United States. So if you were an idiot, you weren't allowed in the United States. Immigration Act. So that means it was passed through Congress. Oh, let's go. They're going to have a brand new stadium? Are you serious? Deal done. The deal is done. Are you serious? I haven't heard about that. And Liberty says, deplorable. They have a lot of good reasons to get out of Chicago. Really? The Bears released a statement yesterday. Holy crap. We're going to have to go into the sports here now, my friends. Let me see. The Bears released a statement as Indiana Stadium bill inches. Let me see. Let me just finish off this. Okay. Yeah, that's it for history, folks. We're going to go into the sports. I'm checking out this sports article. This is from. I'm reading this off of uh, Chicago 5, the NBC. The Chicago Bears released a statement Thursday as lawmakers took a step closer to make a stadium in Northwest Indiana closer to reality. The Indiana Senate already rapidly passed legislation setting the parameters for a deal with the Bears, including a bond issue to lease with the team and other agreements that a new board would make with the team, but questions remain over whether such legislation would make it through the House, despite early commitments that lawmakers would not push the bill forward without team's commitment to the build. It appears things shifted with Indiana House Ways and Means Committee passing an amendment version of the bill unanimously Thursday, making one of the biggest steps forward. In the statement, the Bears said if the bill passed, it would mark the most meaningful step forward in a stadium plan effort to date. But would they be called they won't be, they can't be called the Chicago Bears though, right? Let me see the news here. What else do we have? Wow, that's interesting. That's something to follow. That's breaking news right there. Holy crap. The mayor was speechless. Of Chicago? Yeah, I think he would be. Yeah, the Bears. They're one of the original football teams. And Egg says that's why I only got a tourist visa in the 90s. Oh, okay. Because no, don't say that. Don't say that, Egg. That's funny. Yeah, I'm speechless. I hear that. It's like that's breaking news. It's like what the hell? I didn't even know that was going on. I thought the Chicago Bears would be. It would be. It's like. Well, they still call the Giants the New York Giants, even though they play in New Jersey. So seeing this as close to Chicago, would they still be calling them the Chicago Bears? Is it going to be one of those deals? The team's going to move because they got a brand new stadium because Chicago is not doing it. That's Chicago. The city of Chicago's probably got. But yeah, I am speechless and deplorable. That's interesting. Thank you for providing that there. And deplorable says going to cost the Bears 150 to 250 million a year in property taxes in Chicago. The left chase. Okay, it's one of those deals. Yeah, the taxes are going to chase them out. Oh shoot, what's going on here? My Surface 3 just went down. Why did it go down? Did it reboot? What happened there? My Surface 3 just went out. So yeah, there's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to pay for taxes and stuff. Indiana Bears then? I don't know. That's the thing, Aggie. We have a NFL football team called the New York Giants. You're probably aware of the New York Giants. They got the Giants and the Jets. Those two teams, they're considered New York teams, but they play across the river in Jersey. Okay. I'm just wondering if it'd be one of those things. And again, Liberty says so much for that pizza theory. Oh, that's good. Why isn't this going? I don't know why that's not going. Let me see. Is my Surface 3 too hot? No, it's not that hot. So. No, we'll have to. I got through most of the stuff there anyway. Okay, so much for the pizza theory. That's good. Okay, we're at an hour and 17 minutes. I'm gonna take a little break here. I got to refresh my coffee. As far as that goes, let's see how much coffee I have. I'm not sure what happened to my my Surface 3. It's on the blink here. Did it finally fry out? Okay, well, we'll be back. And pizza, Deplorable says, yeah, yeah, pizza. All right, we'll be right back. I'm going to take a break. Get another cup of coffee here. I'm out of coffee, and you guys just hang loose, and we will be right back, and such. So just hang for a few minutes, and we will be right back. What are we doing? We're doing bubblegum ball game. There we go. And we're back. We're back here on the Friday morning coffee for 02.20.2026. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble using Rumble Studios. We got one person on Rumble, one person on Locals, one person on YouTube, two people on Twitch. As far as that goes, from what the count says there. And a total of 5 people this morning, starting the second half of the broadcast here. And I have no Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on the Rumble, and I'm not sure what is going on with this thing. This is where I have this is a Surface 3 that I use for the to monitor. I get the history off of this, and I look at this. It went on the blink. I'm not sure why. So we have some equipment malfunction here. I've had this for quite a while. I actually won this in a cereal box. There was a coupon in there that says you get a free Surface 3. I just sent it to Kellogg's, and they sent me this. So do these things burn out? Not sure what's going on here. Oh, that's the thing there. And it doesn't look like there's a battery in here. Maybe the battery is gone. I'll have to research it and stuff. So, oh, that'll be a shame that that's gone. And Double J says probably the Yeah, it might be because I keep the battery charged, but the batteries can wear out. But I don't think you can change the batteries in these things. I'll have to look at YouTube because I don't see any access port for a battery. So it might be a way of, I don't know. But see, I have the oh, there it is. It came back on. Look at that. It came back on. Thank you. And the battery looks like it's, I don't know. Strange things there, my friends. Oh, I guess I forgot to turn this back on. We still have the Surface 3. Okay. Let me just keep it off maybe I keep it on the battery charger as far as that goes. Let me bring this back up. Yeah, it's an old okay, there we go. We're back up. Okay, go figure. Yeah, and Double J says stranger than fiction when it comes to tech. Yeah, exactly. I'll just keep it unplugged because sometimes it might be I keep it plugged in too much. You know, here's the recharge as far as it go. Made in China. Made in China. Okay. I do have my second cup of coffee here as far as that goes. And the missus actually had a second cup, which but we're not doing anything today, she says. We're not really doing anything. We can see the windows are open. You can see there's no snow, just very little on what's left. Is there any snow up there? No, all the snow is off the trees, as you can see. There's still, you can see right here through the shrubbery back here that there's a little white snow. There's patches out there. But for all intents and purposes, there's more grass area that we're seeing than okay, let me get rid of these web pages here to sort of, I'm going to have to curtail this a little bit. So, oh, that's hot. That's good. That's good stuff. Good stuff there. So, let me at least plug in the headset. I always keep a pair of earbuds I can plug into it. So let's see. That's a good sign. Hopefully, worse of winters. Yeah, I think it is for the most part. Double J's. You know, the temperatures are very. You know, like we're back up to 37 degrees Fahrenheit here, and that's a comfortable temperature. After, like I said, we had that 19 days of single digit cold weather, and when you go through something like that, something that's in the 30s and 40s, that's good temperature. And I know there's people that don't like it. I remember when I was in the Philippines in the Air Force at Wallace Air Station, it got down to like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, this is a radar site that northern Luzon on the South China Sea side, and radar site. And I come out and woke up that morning. I think I was on an off day. I had my shorts on. I'll go out and I'm going down to the WASCOM, which is a consolidated club, to get some breakfast. And the Filipinos had parkas on. I'm like looking around and it's like, what the hell? It's 70. It's nice out. Oh no, Sergeant Roberts, it's cold. It's cold. It's like, oh, as far as that goes. And Deplorable says, I'm going to go in and volunteer at the local soup kitchen. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. And the Double J says, I like to change the season. It refreshes, not boring like countries near the equator. Yeah, that gets a little old and stuff. Though I remember that one year I spent in the Philippines, Double J. I loved it. It was huge. Wallace sat right there on the coast, the South China, northern Luzon on the South China, right there on the beach. And I could get to like that type of weather. It was the first winter. I spent my first winter over there. When did I get over there? Was it November of 1982? I was there to 83 or 81 to 82. Anyway, it was right there in the early 80s. And it was the first winter I spent where I did not see any inclement weather. It was like Christmas Day. I remember writing a letter because we used to write letters back then. We didn't have the internet back in the early 80s. I was writing a letter back to my parents, and I was on the beach. And I put a little bit of sand. It pissed my father off. He says, I don't need this stupid sand. It's like the first time in my life I did not see snow or inclement weather and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting. But that's what traveling around on this blue marble can do. It's an education in itself. And 13 of my 20 years in the Air Force, I spent in various countries around the world and stuff like that. And it was an education. I tell you, I wouldn't trade it for $1 million because it was well, maybe I would, because then I could travel more. No, some good memories. Met a lot of good people and stuff like that around the world, and it gives me a better appreciation of my country and the more profound love that I have for this country. I was honored and privileged to have served, but being overseas and seeing other countries, I'm sorry, for me, the United States is the best country in the world. I'm just being more partial there and stuff like that. And Double J says, yep, travel is good for the soul. Like they say, yeah, it does. It really opens your eyes to a lot of things, Double J's. And as far as that goes, and deploy no email. This was regular snail mail. This isn't like 19. This is in was the fall of 1981, and I had to stay there for a year, and it was fall of 82 that because I came back to Hanscom Field there outside Boston, and no email back then. I think it was a couple years after that they started having some email capability. There wasn't the internet, but you heard because the United States Air Force, they for the fire protection, the first computer we had, and it was, God, what was it? That would be, it was 85, 86. They had something called the Wang computer. It was a green chrome, monochrome monitor. You could send small emails and stuff like that. Double J says, with television that common, maybe not the third world countries. I watched television when I was overseas. No, I didn't watch it when I was in the Philippines. Back then, I had a Betamax. They had the Betamax era back then. Everything was Betamax back then. But where I was at, Wallace Air Station, we didn't have TV. I had television in Japan, in Korea, and Italy. No problem. Armed Forces Radio or Armed Forces TV. I listened to Armed Forces Radio at Wallace Air Station, but we didn't have any TV capability up there in the Philippines. Did you write the letters on Stone Dam? No, it was a pen and paper. But I thought it would be funny to send my father. I said, "Hey, Dad, here's some beach sand for you to sprinkle between your toes," because when we were growing up, we would always go to Long Island, to Jones's Beach, there on the island for summer vacation. And he loved that place, but it got too crowded. I think my last in high school, before I went into service, my last couple of years, we went down Jersey Shore and stuff like that. And what's okay? What did Liberty say to deplorable using pigeon delivery service? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I get the lots of laughs there. Deplorable, yeah. And Double J says, do you remember how long the letter would take to reach your family by post? If you were in Europe and you sent a letter or package, it would take anywhere from 4 or 5 days for a letter, but at least a week and a half to 2 weeks for a package. Philippines, it was a posted letter would go quicker. It would take about a week. It was about a week from the Philippines back to New York for a letter, as far as that goes. And I did a lot of letter writing when I first went into service. I would get when I was in basic training, I would always be called at roll, or when they had mail call, I would always have letters from my grandmother. She wrote me almost every day, and she'd always put in $1. She here's $1 you can spend at the store and stuff like that. So it's like I kept on telling Grandma, don't send me any money. The Air Force is paying me to be in the service. Oh, that's not bad. I thought it would be. No, it wasn't that. It was about a week. Now, if it's a bigger package, it would be 2 weeks and stuff. It wouldn't go as quick. Yeah, pigeon does sound faster, doesn't it, Liberty? Oh, fun times back then. Fun times, but good memories, very good memories and stuff like that. And that's all part of, like I said, going back to the traveling around and stuff. And Pony Express. Yeah, even in the States, a letter back then going from West Coast to East Coast would take about 2 to 3 days. 3 days or something like that. Now it's like 1 day. Well, the thing is, if somebody sends a letter, so most of the time it's email now. Everything's email, as far as, or Facebook, right? Facebook's a big communicator as far as that goes. Okay, we're back up on the Surface 3 for the. Let me see. We got the audio there. Let's see. Now nobody writes Yeah, I think there's it. We get occasional letters we get letters from people. We get letters from friends and stuff like that. People I was stationed with, they send us an occasional letter. Sometimes on Facebook and stuff. The missus has friends that we have a couple that we know very well when we were in the service, that she gets an annual Christmas letter from her, and it's in the mail. Okay. I'm just checking okay, we got audio on the Surface 3. So yeah, they still write and stuff like that. Let's see. With the big news, sports news, we're gonna go into the sports here because Double J or Deplorable said about the Chicago Bears. Oh, there's Jack. Are you being chased? Oh, you got chased out by Bug on the window. Okay, let me get this. You can sit up there, Jack. You can't really see out the window and stuff like that, but it's okay. You can come down here if you want. Okay, say hi. You haven't seen everybody. We used to have the roll top desk. He's here, and Deplorable says, "Oh, pen pals. Yeah, the pen pal age. Yep. They had the pen pal, and Liberty says she remembers that. Yep, that's back in the old days." as far as that goes. Okay, let's see what's going on in sports. So we already got what I would call, I am still surprised, the Chicago Bears. I'm going to be looking into news on that one there. So I don't know, Tony D is there. Tony D, did you know about the Chicago Bears? That's big news right there. Back when people use encyclopedias. Exactly. That's when you did have the Britannica Encyclopedia man. He always would make the rounds in the neighborhood to try and sell the encyclopedias. And Liberty says to Deplorable and the TV guide. Oh yeah, TV guides. You always had to have the TV guide. Everybody had the TV guide. That was a must-have publication back then. Let's see in sports, NBA action's back. The Brooklyn Nets lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers 84-112. And the Celtics beat the Warriors out there in San Francisco, I guess. 121-110 last night. And the Knicks lost to the Pistons as far as that goes. And Deplorable says, I used to get the TV guy. Yeah, we had the TV guy. I think everybody had the TV guy. Let's see. Today, the Nets will be playing the Thunders tonight at 8. So we're back on the NBA track here. And that's the only game there. Tomorrow, the Knicks and Rockets play tomorrow at 8:30. And then Sunday, we have the Brooklyn Nets play the Hawks at 3:30. Celtics are playing the Lakers at 6:30. Or no. Brooklyn Nets and Hawks at 3:30. Celtics and Lakers out in LA at 6:30. And the Knicks and Bulls. Oh, this is Sunday. At 8 o'clock Sunday. And we'll be back Monday to figure out. NHL is still on a hold until February 25th, which is next Tuesday, because the Winter Olympics is going on over there in Milan. And let's see, Liberty says to Deplorable, could you imagine what it would look like now with all the channels they have? Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out the guide that's on the internet here on the computer as far as that goes. It's just a long list. I don't know how they would work that. And that would be crazy. I agree, Deplorable. It would be like a phone book. Exactly, with all the, they would have to put all the streaming channels too. That right there is a big bunch. So NHL starts, but the big news in hockey is the women's U.S. team beat Canada last night for the gold, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I saw, let's see, U.S. women's hockey team. I think they beat Canada last night. And as far as in the news, let's see what we got here. Yep, U.S. women's team brings Olympic gold back to the United States in an overtime thriller over Canada. Wow. The Americans came back from a deficit of winning 2-1 thriller in overtime, achieving their goal of winning over Canada. The Americans started the second period on a power play for penalty at the end of the first, but it was Canada who scored shorthanded for first goal of the game. It was the first goal the Americans allowed in a knockout stage, ending a stretch of 3 hours, 52 minutes. So that must have been a pretty intense game last night. So as far as that goes. And yes, God bless America. God bless those U.S. women's hockey team as far as that goes. And Deplorable with the flags also. There we go. So much for the pizza theory. Ken, you go, girls. Yeah, you're stretching out the eggs pizza theory there, isn't it? And Deplorable said they did. And the U.S. men's hockey team, they're in the quarterfinals. They beat who did they win against? Let me see. Let's see. Let's check men's U.S. hockey team. Yeah, the U.S. faces Sweden in the Olympics. I guess their last game, they went to overtime, so they got to face Sweden in the Olympic men's hockey quarterfinals. So they're in the quarterfinals. They're in the medal round. So yeah, U.S. and I guess Canada narrowly avoided shock in men's hockey ice quarterfinals. Oh, hold it. Wait a minute. Oh, U.S. men's hockey team beat Sweden in overtime thriller. So do they play him again? The overall medal count, I guess Norway has 16 gold or has 34 medals total. United States is number 2. Italy is 3 and Japan is 4. And Sweden, okay. It wasn't easy, but U.S. team overcame a stunning late third period goal to capture 2-1 overtime to win over Sweden this Wednesday. So where do they play next? And let's see on the comments here. They did. Got Sweden. And a couple of men's player actually said good things about the. Oh yeah, I heard that too. There's 2 Buffalo Sabres that are playing on the U.S. hockey team. Deplorable. I'm not a hockey fan, but I pick up on the. That's about the only thing I really keep tabs on, other than a few skiers there. I guess the women's. I think the 2 U.S. athletes that didn't speak highly of the country they represent. They didn't make it to the medal round for their particular event and stuff like that. So that's good. We might be getting gold in both the men's and men's. Well, we got gold in the women's. We just need a gold for the men's. Okay, so that's hockey. In baseball, today at 1:00, 1:05, the New York Yankees will be playing a spring training game against the Baltimore Orioles, and going into the weekend, the Mets will be playing the Marlins tomorrow at 1. I'll have to check the TV, see if I can find that. And let's see, Sunday, the 22nd. This Sunday, the Mets will be playing the Yankees. Oh, that's at 1:05. That's gonna be at 1:00. I'll have to watch that. That should be good. The Mets and Yankees are playing Sunday afternoon in spring training. So that's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to go into our web pages here. For our second half, and I've been talking about how much we're only like 2 hours. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's in the on the news pages here for because I have various news outlets that I look at, and full disclosure, I have no association with any of these news web pages that I'll be showing. We already seen Fox 40. There's WBNG. There's WNBF. There's Channel 12, CBS affiliate, WBNG, The Whale, Channel 34, which is Channel 5 NBC, WENY out of Elmira, Channel 18, Penny Saver, KGB radio station out of Binghamton, 104, Binghamton radio station, Spectrum News, the 2 web pages up in Buffalo, Country 106.5, and sister channel 93.7, WGR 550, 1440, and I have no affiliation with any of those web pages. Okay. And before we get to that, there is a Manchester City game tomorrow at 3. That's the soccer team I follow. It's football over in Europe, but it's soccer here. They're playing Newcastle, so hopefully they'll win tomorrow. That's tomorrow at 3. I forgot to mention that. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? And let's see. Liberty says, we know you have no affiliation. We had to tell you about the Chicago Bears. Yeah, exactly. Good one. Good one, Liberty. I like that. That was good. Oh, that's good. See, I could take shots. That's a good funny. Okay, let's see. We're going to start with Fox 40, see what's in their news here. Let's see. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And I'm not seeing anything on Fox 40. So okay, let's go ahead and check WEBO. Skate Estate. That skating ring is closing. Skate Estate in Vestal has announced they will be closing their doors for good next month. The popular skate. I skate. I think I skated there a couple of times. They have some. And let's see. No, I don't have any affiliation there. Deplorable. Plot twist. He has full affiliation. No, I do not. You guys are making fun of that. Okay, let's go to WNBF. Is there anything in? Okay, we brought an article. I think this is a follow-up article from Bob Joseph on WNBF. No. Okay, when's this YouTube? When did this YouTube? Oh, this came on one day. This is a follow-up story on WNBF. You know, the people that had the tailor shop or the shoe shop. Let's go ahead and show this one. And there is a video from Bob Joseph. So let me bring this one. This is on WNBF. Decision day looms whether they have to leave their store that they've been there for a number of years. Okay, let's see if I bring this one up here. Here we go. Now let's go ahead and bring that up just a tad there. Decision looms for Binghamton Plaza Leather Repair Shop, and these folks have been there for quite a while. And this is a follow-up story, and there is a video, but let me read the background on this here first. Let me bring this up on another tab so I can read it. Time is running out for operators of a 54-year-old business in Binghamton's North Side. Timothy and Famela Harris have a loyal customer base for their leather corner shoe repair shop in Binghamton Plaza. They are continuing to weigh their options as the city of Binghamton prepares to take control of the property. And it looks like they lost the legal fight they got it's eminent domain, I guess, or the city has taken this property over. They got other means for it. The Harrises have been considering the possibility of relocating their business. A spot in the city's first ward has been mentioned as an option, but the proposal of moving the operation even a short distance from Binghamton is daunting, and they're older. So Tim Harris on Wednesday conceded there isn't too much more in the future for this business given the recent trends. He noted that costs of materials have risen drastically. Harris told WNBF News, which I have no affiliation with, okay, he considers doing something subcontracting work for other places with a scaled-down operation in his Binghamton home. Harrison has heard from plenty of his customers over the last weeks. He said, they want me to stay, but I don't know. The city of Binghamton has indicated the shops will be able to remain in its current spot for 2 more months. So what we have here, basically, I show you the article here. That's the couple. There's the outside of their shoe repair right there. as far as the outside. That's the Binghamton Plaza. There's not many businesses that are still in this plaza. Okay, so they've been there for 50 some years. That's the inside of the shop right there. And we're going to be showing this video here. Let me bring up this video. If I got it. Where's the video here? There's the video. Okay, let's bring this up. Okay, there's the video. Let's go ahead and this is from Bob Joseph. This is only this gives us an idea of the shoe shop here. So here we go.
It's Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. We're in the Binghamton Plaza, and I figure it's time for another update on the status of a shop that's been here for well over half a century. Good to see you again.
You too, Bob?
Hello.
Hi.
I know you're keeping busy. I've stopped by a few times over the last couple of weeks, and this is one of the rare occasions where there's nobody out front. We actually have a few minutes, maybe a couple minutes only, to get a state of things. And I know the last time we spoke, there was some talk that maybe you would relocate this shop after about 53 or 54 years over to the First Ward, over to a building on Clinton Street. At this point, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts about going forward beyond the Binghamton Plaza?
That there isn't too much more future for this business, and that it'd be better if I just put it in the closet, in my cellar, and mainly see if I can work, do a little contracting for other places.
So it wouldn't be at the same level that you've been doing it now
No.
for 50 plus years.
No, everything is becoming too expensive. Everything I use has tariffs on it. So, and my glue went from $50 to now it's $78.30.
So how have you managed to stay in business with all these rising costs going on constantly?
You just take a loss.
It's got to be tough.
Yeah, it is.
It's got to be tough.
2 years ago, our taxable income was $16,000. Then it went up to 18, and I think this year we're going to be about 20.
So you're not in this business to get rich.
No, if I didn't have Social Security, you're not eating, basically.
So what's the response been over the last few weeks since we did the update about a month ago about what your situation is and what the options are available to you at this stage? What have you heard from people?
Just that they want me to stay, but I don't know how. It's just, there's no cheap play. Used to be the shoe repairs were run out of garages behind people's houses, and they had materials that they got from EJ's, and they were cobbling together people's shoes just to keep them going. And over time, then with the advent of machines, then we started having shoe repairs. And now it's just going the other way to cheap,
Well, some people commented we're living in what's turned out to be a throwaway society.
Nobody can afford anything, and the people that do can't afford expensive stuff. They want to send it away back to the factory to have it redone, and they're willing to wait 3 to 6 months and pay, hundreds of dollars to do that.
So Mayor Cram told me that he still believes the city is going to take possession of this property sometime in early March. Have you heard anything differently?
Yeah, they're going to come by with a contract that we can sign to rent for 2 months to extend it to where we have to be out by May 1st.
As I understand it, the letter we got from Galisi Realty is the city will have ownership February 28th, which is next Saturday at this point.
Well, the 1st.
So the transition is imminent.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then you've
So
got
this-
basically 2 months to make your
Vacate.
final decision. 2 months to vacate the place you've occupied since 1972.
Right.
Yeah. The city offered us at the same rent for March and April. That we can, it's basically, we have to sign what you may call a lease or a contract
Now 2-month lease.
to
Yeah.
pay our same rent that we have been paying to Galici for the 2 months. And then after the end of April, we have to be out.
Can you believe this is happening?
Not really. It's almost surreal at this point.
Yeah, I can.
But I know it's real. But
It's been an ongoing slide ever since the 80s.
Well,
even going back further than that.
Oh yeah.
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 For some reason, I didn't never understand it completely, but for some reason, in 1963, when John Galici had this plaza built, the city always, how would you say that accurately? They have always wanted this land.
which is interesting because the city owned the land when it was a landfill, then
Correct.
Galici's bought it.
Well, they thought they
John
pulled a
Galici.
coup by
Yeah.
selling them the dump. And it turned out to be a gold mine, and then they had second thoughts.
Because it was a gold mine because of John Galici.
No, it's because of urban renewal.
Well, kind of a coming together of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, and there, as you saw, there were decades where this place was booming. The entire
Correct.
plaza
Yeah.
was a happening place.
I know.
What did we had jobs?
I know.
We
That's
had,
true.
Yeah. We had
Our region has changed. Well, I appreciate the update. I promise I'll be back in a few days to continue to update. Might be a week or two, but people are really interested in your situation.
Thank you, Bob. Yes.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming in and interviewing us too.
Well, be well.
You too.
Be well. Keep looking forward.
Yeah.
And that's the story right here from the Binghamton Plaza, a business that has been part of our area for well over a half century.
So there it is. That plaza there. There's a shoe. Endicott Johnson Shoes. They had stores. Endicott Johnson Shoes had a factory in Endicott by Mr. Johnson there that back in the day and stuff. And there was a shoe. I ended up. There's a shoe store there, Endicott Johnson Shoe Store, that I remember getting a pair of shoes there in that plaza back when I was a kid growing up. So that plaza was a go-to plaza to do shopping and stuff like that. And in the comments there, the Lady Liberty Liberty says it's hard to find shoe. Yeah, this is one. That's the only one I know of it right there. I don't think there's another one in the area and stuff like that. And like you said, unless you find somebody that's working out of their garage or basement. And Farmer says sad people don't get shoes repaired because it's again, we're disposable culture. And I agree with that, Farmer. It's easier to toss them out and get a new one instead of get them repaired. But back in the day, you didn't want to do that. You got them repaired as far as that goes. And Farmer's saying so true on what the commentary from the owner. And it is sad. It's sad. It's the end of an era, basically. And I didn't know about the property. The company owned it before, or the city owned it before, and they used it as a garbage dump. So they paved it over, sold it, and this guy Gleason made a mint because that was a great shopping center. Everybody did Christmas shopping, at, the old shopping plazas before the malls and stuff like that. That was a hopping place there as far as that goes. And so that's a follow-up story from Bob Joseph from WBNG. He's one of the long-term reporters there from News. He actually works for WNBF, and I do enjoy looking at his stories here. As far as he always gives a video and stuff like that, as far as that goes, as far as the raw footage, if you will. Let's see. We don't need that. Let's go to WNBF. Do we have anything on WNBF? I'm not seeing anything on there, so that's nothing there. The Whale, nothing on the Whale. That's a sister channel of WNBF. Channel 5. Let's see. Oh, we got closing delays, it looks like. Another place that's closing. This is let's see, is there a video? This is Skate Estate. I used to take my kids to this place just to go play the video games and stuff. And let's bring this up. This is another place that's closing down because I don't know if it's past its prime or what. But okay, Liberty, you have a great day too. Thank you. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring this one up. Be safe. Be safe. Okay, let's see. This farmer says, I have a break in the rain. Time to go feed the feather friends. Yeah, okay. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for the company with the coffee. You're welcome, farmer. You have a great day. Say hello to the chickens for me. Take care of them and stuff. We'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. And you too, Liberty. Have a great weekend. Okay, let's see. Let's get to this one here. And this is another business that's going out of business. Let me get this. Closed captions are off. How do we turn them off? Oh, right there. Okay.
Place for family entertainment for over 40 years will be closing its doors. Skate Estate on Old Vestal Road in Vestal will be shutting down as its building will be converted into a vehicle sales and service operation for Williams Auto Group. Skate Estate first opened in 1982 and features a roller rink, arcade, and snack bar. It later added laser tag. The Marchuska brothers purchased the business in 2024. They removed the outdoor water slide and miniature golf course later that year. Williams is based in Sayre, Pennsylvania, and currently operates a Toyota dealership on Court Street in Binghamton and a Ford dealership on the Vestal Parkway. In documents submitted to the town of Vestal, Williams says it needs additional space for sales and service due to increased business and space requirements. A public hearing on an aquifer zoning special permit is scheduled for February 11th. News 34 reached out to Williams Auto Group for comment, but did not receive a reply.
Okay, so they're going out of business, and there's one thing. There's there's Williams, and then there's Matthews.
The Greater Binghamton Chambers Business of the Week is sponsored by Visions Federal Credit Union.
Oh, we don't want that. There's two car companies. There's Matthews, and then there's Williams. They're buying up everything. The car companies, they're making money. They're making bank, so they need extra space. So they're probably getting that for a steal right there as far as that goes. And it's sad because I think we've taken the kids there a couple times when they were younger. Let's see. Anything else on? Nothing there. Okay, let's go to WENY, which has been a bust ever since they changed their webpage. I have no affiliation with these web pages, folks. And I'm not seeing anything that's popping out over there. Channel 18. I'm not seeing anything there. Okay. Penny Saver. Nothing there. KGB. Nothing there. 104. Same as WAAL and NBF. Nothing there. Spectrum News. And nothing on Spectrum News, man. How about the Buffalo web pages? What do we got up there? No, they talking about the weather and stuff. We don't want to hear about the weather. There's nothing there on 106. And let's see, on 93 point, nope, nothing there. What about 550? I'm not seeing anything there. Okay, and let's see, the last one. Now we talked about women's hockey winning the gold. They clinched the gold yesterday, 2-1 in overtime, and that's it for that. So Okay, let's see. We have, let's see, I got to close all these out here. We don't have anything more there. So that's it for that. And we're at 2 hours. So we're going to spend a little time on the Commodore 64 here for the news. We'll get the headlines here. Let's get the headlines as far as that goes. And I'm constantly moving this up here. So, okay, let's see. Let's bring that down to there. Let me turn on the Commodore and switch it over. We'll look at see what the headlines are. And I found something out about the Commodore. It's still raining out. Oh no, we're getting some snow. It is snowing, but it's not going to stay because temperature's 37 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. No, I don't think you can see it. Okay, there's the Commodore there. We're going to bring it up here on the box. Okay, there we go. And the one thing I didn't plug in my, this is where the BBS program is. It looks like a cassette, but it's actually a thumb drive right there. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We plug it in. We just plug it in. This is plugged into the back. This is a Commodore Ultimate 64. We're going to go on to BBS. This is how before the internet, but this is a more modern one. I have an old one. It doesn't work, but this is a 40-year-old disk drive. I love the Commodore. The Commodore is back, folks. Commodore is back in the sense that, let me show you. What is it? Commodore is back in the sense that, do you remember this? Let me see if I can bring this up. It's going to probably cost me a ding or whatever. But the Commodore 64, let's see, where is it? Right here. Here we go. I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. You like that? The Commodore 64. Let's try that one more time right here. Here we go. I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. What is it? 212. That's funny. Oh, okay. We're gonna go on the Commodore 64 here, as far as that goes, and let's see. Commodore 64. Let's bring that up. Okay, there we are right there. And let's go ahead and get into the file, the USB stick, BBS. We're going to go ultimate term, enter, run that configuration file first, load settings, yes, and run disk. And okay, there's the ultimate. And we're going to go number 1. And we're only going to do 10 on each side. We'll do 10 Fox and 10 CNN as far as that goes, because we're at 2 hours and 13 minutes right now. And that's the virtual disk drive that's in the Commodore 64. Did I say Commodore 64? Yes, I said Commodore 64. I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. All right. Okay, still. Oh, let's make sure we have it plugged in. Yep, it's plugged in. And we'll go down. And there we are. We'll go to the news. We'll just hit the headlines. Time for the news, the Commodore headline news here, folks. Okay, let's see. We're going to go to Fox first. That's 5. And one of the things I found out is I thought it was just the headlines, but you can go into the story itself, and I'll show you that. So, this gives you the headlines. I don't know why I didn't show this before, but number one, what is it? Rogan agrees birthright citizenship is a crazy law enables most of the U.S. migrant enables most of the U.S. migrant problem. So if I hit number 1 and hit enter, there's the article. What's he say? Podcaster host Joe Rogan agrees with his guest podcaster Michael Malice on Thursday that most of the Americans' issues with mass immigration would vanish if the government scrapped birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship is a provision that is part of the 14th Amendment. I don't see them changing the 14th Amendment and stuff like that. So that's the article. We're not going to go all the way into the article. Number 2, Vermont couple reclaims foster care license after taking a stand on child gender transition. Okay, that's Vermont. Good. Number 3, viral grocery shopping method promises to slash spending. Way easier, way and cheaper. What's that one about? Let's see what that's about. So I hit 3, and you can go into the article. I didn't realize this. As the prices of certain groceries items remain elevated in many parts of the country, Americans keep looking for money-saving hacks, including a straightforward approach that all about bringing home the bacon. The so-called 6-to-1 grocery shopping method, coined by New York-based chef and cookbook author Will Coleman, has drew significant attention on online platforms such as TikTok for reduce impulse spending and maximizing meals before. Okay, so that's that one. That's interesting. Thing I got to talk about TikTok. I'm not a TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I have a TikTok page, The Real Fireman Rich, but I don't think I'm going to be on TikTok. TikTok is a little bit sensitive on certain things that, there was a video on one channel, it's up because it's in private mode. My public channel, The Real Fireman Rich on TikTok, I put it up and I guess I got to check it, see if they changed it, stuff like that. But the one got put up, but the other one, the 2 Dan Bongino short clips there. Let's see. Number 4, more Americans leave big cities for rural states as migration patterns shift in 2026. I think that's apparent. They're looking for a cheaper place. It's mostly the people are moving out of the cities. California is losing a huge population due to the taxes that cities are implying on. Let's see. Number 5, new studies. Hey, Big Juice, just saw your comment there. How you been? Been good, Big Juice. Where have you been? We haven't seen you around here lately. You and Captain Rehab. You guys been hanging out together in the streets of Cleveland or in Big Juice coming in from the Buckeye State of Ohio. But more Americans are leaving the city. So we got that one. Number 5, new study hints at a hidden Alzheimer's risk factor affecting older Americans. Ooh, let's see what that one's about. Number 5, people with greater exposure to air pollution could face a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's. We talked about this in the audio podcast, the Fireman Rich audio podcast, about lead content coming down. But there are pollutants in the air that could face a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's, according to the new study by Emory University in Atlanta. Air pollution has previously been established as a risk factor for Alzheimer's as well as other chronic conditions. Okay, but is it all conclusive? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, let's see. Big Juice says, Captain drove his boat all the way to Ohio when we sailed the 7 seas together. Okay, there you go. That's good. Let's see. Let's go to next. Trump's economic wins cancel out Biden's losses in latest jobs report. Let's see what that says about the jobs report. The experts were wrong yet again as the January jobs report smashed expectations with every metric, and the data's there, folks. You can't deny the data. Payrolls were up a whopping 130,000, almost twice what the economy needs to cover population growth. Even better, the labor forces grew by almost 400,000 as more people decide to look for work, and the number of people saying they were employed jumped by more than 500,000. That was enough, and it just goes on. It's a lot of figures and stuff like that, and so people, that comes into the affordability coming back here in the United States. Number 7, when an A means average, even Harvard has a problem, and they know it. An A is just average? There's something going on there. Number 8, Marsha Blackburn sends letters to Apple CEO seeking answers on news app alleges bias. Okay. Number 9, Iran reportedly preparing for war as images expose tunnel entrances and more on top headlines. Yeah, that's going to be in the news here, what's going on developing there. And number 10, what Americans' most powerful warship brings to the Middle East as Iran tension. And which one is that? Let's see what that one is. That's number 10. Is that the USS Gerald Ford? The Pentagon is deploying, the USS Gerald R. Ford to the Middle East, creating, this is back the 20th. So that was, this is today, creating a rare 2-carrier presence in the region as tensions with Iran raise in question. Iran needs to come forth and say, hey, we don't want, they're not being, the Ford will reinforce U.S. Abraham Lincoln already operating in the theater. So that's 2 carriers. That's a significant force. It's called gunboat diplomacy. Theodore Roosevelt did that during his presidency with battleships. So I guess President Trump is trying. I don't know. We're just showing the force to say, hey, we're the big guys, Iran. You're not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it just stays peace. Okay, we're going to quit this one and go to CNN. Let's see. We want exit. And we're going to go to CNN for equal time. We'll go through 10 headlines there. And let's see, on CNN.com, the headlines for this 20th of February. 6 close friends on the backcountry ski trip identified as among those. Yeah, that's tragic, that avalanche that they had. Number 2, Trump says he will directly govern agencies to release files relating to the extraterrestrial life. Yeah, this is a big one here, folks. This came out yesterday. President Donald Trump on Thursday said he will direct the Pentagon and other federal agencies to release government records relating to the extraterrestrial life and UFOs. We're going to find out. We'll see what the files are. The reason he's doing this, I caught him in a clip yesterday. President Obama the other day sort of indicated something that there are extraterrestrials, but he was referring to something that President Trump said, well, I'm going to have to save Barack Obama's ass, and declassified what he was saying because, and I think this is perpetrating that. Something Obama said, oh, we don't have aliens at Area 51. We have them somewhere. Just that statement right there, it probably goes back to something classified because he's a former president, 2-term. So, and President Trump the next day confirmed that because he said, I'm going to have to save his ass. I'll have to declassify the documents that he was referring to. So it's like you piece these pieces together. So we're going to get more information. What's that? Oh, so we're going to get more information on extraterrestrials based on the tremendous interest shown This is quoting President Trump. I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files relating to the aliens and extraterrestrial life, unidentified and phenomena. So that's pretty interesting there. Okay, let's see. Number 3, Britain's blocking use of air bases strikes on Iran. UK media reports. Oh, they let us bomb. Britain's blocking use of air bases, Trump says, would be needed for strikes on Iran. UK media reports. They let us use those bases when we bombed Gaddafi. I don't know about UK. UK is getting, man, they're just going in a direction I don't have any faith in, I guess. Number 4. We were going that way here in the United States, but no, I don't want that. We were going that way, but we're switching around. Let's see. Number 4, climbers found guilty on manslaughter after leaving girlfriends to die on Australian tallest mountain. Ooh, that's not good. Number 5, a former prince is arrested in the UK with accountability in question in the United States. Well, that's former Prince Andrew. He got arrested on his birthday. Yeah, here it is. Number 6, Andrew Mountbatten Wilson became first senior Britain royal to be arrested in centuries. Here's what we know. Well, he's something. Well, let's see what it is. Let's see. This is number 6. Andrew, the younger brother of Britain's King Charles III, was arrested on his 66th birthday. God, I'm older than him? Jesus. I'm going to be 68 here in a couple months. Following revelations about the former prince's relations and later sex offenses with Jeffrey Epstein. After the early morning police raid at his home, he becomes the first member of the UK royal to be arrested in modern history. Well, what? His arrest on suspicion of misconduct in public office. So it relates to his public office, probably because of the previous thing that he's accused of and stuff like that. Prompted Charles to express his deepest concerns. Yeah, yada yada yada. So that goes on. Okay, let's see. Let's go one more time here to the next set. That's next. And go back. And number 7, Eric Dane, Grey's Anatomy and starred, passed away. Did you know him?
Yeah, I dated him in high school.
No. Eric Dane. I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I guess it was a good and this other show, Euphoria, passed away at age 53. I think he had ALS. Did you know him as an actor?
No, I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I might have seen him on other shows. I don't know.
Yeah, I seen a picture of him last night when that was announced on the news and stuff like that. He looks familiar.
Yeah.
Number 8, Trump's administration plans to take Homan's Minnesota immigration playbook nationwide. Okay, yeah. Homan was a good guy.
He is. Not dead.
Double J says the missus is 1, Rich is 0 on the count.
For what?
Well, just that you
Jokes?
Yeah, jokes. That's good, Double J.
Yeah,
That's
well,
funny.
you know.
You like that? Okay. Let's see. Number 9, ancient bones may be first physical evidence of Hannibal's war machine elephants in Western Europe. Oh, okay. Number 10, a U.S. attack on Iran could send oil prices surging at precarious time for Trump. Yeah, I don't think it might be a surgical strike of some sort. We're not going to war. We're not going to war. Number 11. Well, to go to war, he has to get approval from Congress to begin with. So
He's supposed to, but
no, if he's doing surgical strikes, he's a commander in chief. He can do that. But actual war, he has to get. A lot of people don't realize he has the authority to make surgical strikes. He's a commander in chief, for God's sake. Let's see. Number 11. Lawmakers say they've been stonewalled by DHS undercutting attempts to hold Trump's officials accountable. Yeah. And number 12. Egg prices have plummeted. Oh, really? That's part of affordability. That's great news for consumers and critics for farmers, or crisis for farmers. So farmers are, they're getting the eggs out. I guess the bird flu had a big influence on that. Okay, we want to quit there, so we want to hit Q. I want to check out, is there any sports on here? Let's see. Double J says, good point. War needs Congress. Yeah, but the president, as much as Congress squawks, the president can make a limited strike of certain degree. Okay, which he has in the past, and other presidents have. President Obama did it with when we took out bin Laden. So within that stretch, and they have a certain amount of time to notify certain key figures in Congress, and it's like 2 to 3 hours. They don't have to tell them beforehand. Okay, it's well documented. But to go to war, actual war, when we went to go to kick out Saddam Hussein, I think we had Congress approval on that, because that was a coalition. America will not go into a war by itself. I have a strong belief in that. I may be wrong, who knows, but and there's no reason for war. War is crap. We shouldn't have war. So, and let's see. Yep, 2 aircraft carriers are out there. Enough ammunition there to do surgical strikes. Yeah, and again, I'm thinking that's more gunboat diplomacy. That's an old term from Teddy Roosevelt's, because Teddy Roosevelt used to do that down in the southern hemisphere on this side of the world. Double J's. Oh, I gave it away. He's on the southern hemisphere on that. Your undisclosed location. He did that with the battleships. Teddy Roosevelt, with I think Cuba. I think it was during the Spanish-American. Well, no, he was president after the Spanish-American War. Let me see if there's some sports here. I'm going to see. Let's see. Let's go ahead and exit. Do we have any sports? It's news. Let's try one again. Let's see. Well, let's try Fox again. See if there's sports. I want to see if there's any sports. Oh, there's sports. Number 6. Let me check the sports here. Let's see. Lay explains how skating with joy led to the Olympics gold. Olympic Elaine. Okay.
Yep.
What's that? Olympic Elenia Gu says she feels like a punching bag amid backlash from competing in China's. Okay. Former NFL quarterback Brian Hovers. They're not talking about anything in the realm of the Olympics here.
Alyssa Liu. She took the gold for.
Yeah, I'm looking for the hockey team. I know she took the gold. Yeah, but
I know.
I'm trying to find some articles on the hockey team. As far as that goes. So let me go back in here. 6. Oh, N is next. Yeah, they've got all that. Bear inches. Oh, here's the one we're talking about. Number 7. Bears inch closer to Indiana after key state house. Did you hear the Chicago Bears might go to Indiana? Because they're building a stadium.
Really?
Yeah. It's sort of like the Giants and Jets going to Jersey.
So they'll be the Indiana Bears.
Well, the New York Giants are still the New York Giants. If they keep their office. Let's see. Oh, here it is. U.S. women's hockey team brings Olympic gold back home in overtime. Okay, so that's number 9. And there it is. The women's hockey team gold medal is coming back to the U.S. We beat Canada. The Americans came back from a late deficit to win it two. So it was 1-0, and they came back to tie it and then win it in a thriller in overtime. The Americans started the second period on the power play. Okay, we talked about that. So okay, so that's that. Okay, let's go ahead and quit there and quit Fox. I'm going to check the sports out on CNN now. No, back. Oh, they don't have a selection for sports. Okay. Let's see. 6. What's Wired? Oh, that's computer stuff. Fox, political, BBC. Let's see. Let's check the BBC real quick, and then we're coming up on 2 hours and 35 minutes. Let's see. We're not going to hit top stories. Let's see. Do they have a sports section? Politics, health, science. They don't have a sports section? Come on, guys. Oh, no sports section on BBC. I'm not going to Al Jazeera's. Indian Retro News. Is that out of the country India, Double J's? India Retro News? I don't know if I asked you that before. That's India. So that's India. I'm going to have to look at that one. 8-bit guy. Okay, that's it for the Commodore 64 thing there, guys. So you don't think so? Yeah, it just says India, IND Retro News. I'll have to look at that. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to exit here. And we'll exit one more time. And we'll see you soon. Yeah, we'll leave that there. That's a good outro there as we finish up the Commodore 64 as far as that goes. I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. Oh, let's do that one more time. I like that song. I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. Should do a Commodore 64 commercial. All right, folks. We're at the end of the broadcast here, so we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here as far as that goes. So I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl, for being here. Thank you, Double J. Tina coming in from Central New Jersey, our Jersey girl. Thank you, Tina. Double J's, thank you very much. Good to have you here, my friend. And stay safe where you at. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you being here and staying. As we go down the list, Liberty, who came in on the Rumble side there from Niagara, Buffalo area. Thank you, Liberty. You have a good weekend too. As well as our good friend Tony D down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. Thank you, Tony. You have a great weekend. Hopefully you don't have to work. Let's see. We have Eglena. I can't say that. Our new friend from on the Twitch side from Denmark. And appreciate that you being here, Eglane. He put it down here as far as he made a presence here, and he was welcomed by all in the chat there. So appreciate that. As far as you coming in, I met him playing Lord of the Rings online. As far as that goes, so thank you, Egg, for being here. Thank you, Farmer, from coming in from Virginia. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. He's feeding the chickens right now. It's breaking the rain down there for Farmer. And Deplorable, thank you, Deplorable, for coming in from Bradford, Pennsylvania, Northwest Pennsylvania, right across the border, a little west of southwest of Olean there on New York side, the home of St. Bonaventures. Thank you, Deplorable. And Tim Fan was here. Tim Fan from Michigan. He's out fixing a water leak, repairing a water leak as far as that goes. Thank you, Tim, for being here. Appreciate it. And we had some good discussions in the chat here during the broadcast. And let's see, I think that was it. I think that covers all the bases. Deplorable was there. Yeah, Double J's, he's towards the end here. And I do appreciate it. And do appreciate the flags on the Rumble side. As always, salute, God bless America. And with that, Double J says, okay, have a good weekend. Take care. I'll catch you at the next one for sure. Thank you, Double J's, as always. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate, again, stay safe at your undisclosed location in the Southern Hemisphere and stuff. I want to thank those that were watching the live broadcast here on Rumble, using Rumble Studios. We're finishing up with 5 people over there on the 5 people over on the Rumble, 1 person on local, 2 people on YouTube, woohoo, and 2 people on Twitch for a total of 11 people. Thank you very much for being here. Greatly appreciated. And as far as that goes, and also I'd like to say thank you to those people that are listening, because we will repurpose the audio here for this broadcast over on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify, as far as that goes. And those people that are watching the replay, thank you very much. Always appreciate it. And we're finishing up here, and a little extra long. No, it's all right. It's a Friday. And I started a little. Well, we got right on time, like Double J's was saying. But I am Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich. You can find me over there on X, at Fireman Rich on X. That's my mainstay for posting on these social media feeds, and I like being there. I'm on a host of others. Just Google at Fireman Rich, and you'll see where else I'm at. So other than that, folks, you all have a great one. Again, thank you very much for your viewership. You have a great day. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care. And have a good Friday, and have a fantastic weekend, folks. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. And as Mr. Spock would say, see you soon. Let's see. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Am I doing it right? Yeah. Oh, you got to have the thumb out. There we go. There we go. Live long and prosper. Ciao for now, folks.